Let's get started here. I'm here on the practice lab, and once you click on the launch lab, once your lab is going to be launched, there's going to be a link generated for you. Okay. And once you click on this auth URL, it is automatically going to go and open this up for you. And this is how the Amazon console look like. Okay, this is how the Amazon console look like. The very first thing we want to go and learn is that how Amazon public cloud look like, how Amazon cloud is actually made up of. What all stuff we do see here on the screen, from where it is coming, and what are the things we need to go and keep in mind while working. Okay, where exactly it is located, and when I'm going to be going and putting a request for some resources, how it is going to be blocked or accessed for me, how I'm going to be going and utilizing it or using it. Okay. So something we need to go and understand at the first stage. So for that, I'm actually going to be going and taking you here for AWS global infrastructure. Okay, is a good starting point for us. Okay, on this page, if you go and scroll this down, you will find it's going to be going and showing you some numbers. It's going to say we have some regions, some zones, some other stuff in here. Okay, and the very first thing you will see here is a magic quadrant. And if you go and click in here on the magic quadrant, it's actually going to be giving you very, very good information, very important information. Let me try opening that into a full screen. This particular magic quadrant is actually published by a company called Gartner. So Gartner is actually an analytic company, okay? And this analytic company is going to be going and publishing the statistics, some data about the cloud industry. They do provide they do publish this magic quadrant for the different industries as well. Okay, but this specific data which they have published is for the cloud infrastructure or the cloud industry. If you analyze this particular magic quadrant, in each of the quadrant, this quadrant is for the challengers. We have niche players mentioned here in this particular quadrant. Okay, we have visionaries in this part, and then we have a leaders mentioned here this part of the quadrant. Okay, Amazon is right there on the top as a leader. So Amazon is a leader in the public cloud space. It's being chased. It's being followed by Microsoft, and then we have Google also trying to follow them. Primarily, we do have these three partners, these three vendors in the game, and Amazon is there right on the top. Okay, so why Amazon is there on the top? Because Amazon started very early, and they actually spend a lot of time and energy maturing all their different services. Okay, which actually help them master the game. Okay, so Microsoft started late, but Microsoft is very aggressive in doing all the investment, expanding, and making their services much more mature, stable. Okay, but still, Amazon is there on the top, and Amazon is there on the top from many years. I think more than a decade. It's not there for the first time. So it says for 11th year in a row, AWS is evaluated as a leader by Gartner's Magic Quadrant. Okay, so from the last 11 years, Amazon is having this spot. Okay, all right. So I think that's really great to learn the latest technology. It's really really awesome. So I congratulate you on choosing the Amazon cloud, to for the learning, to learn, to master, to deploy. Okay. Along with these vendors, you do see some other vendors as well. We have a Chinese cloud, we have Oracle, IBM, and others as well. So uh, Amazon, how Amazon is there on the top, and how Amazon is actually built up of, and what do we mean by this? That we do have these many availability zone and regions, and how they look like. So if I go and show you this AWS global infrastructure map, so you do find that we do have some green dots here and then some orange. So green dot means these are the different locations where right now Amazon is having their own data center. Okay. So these are all the different places where Amazon is currently operating. And then orange are the locations where Amazon is currently setting up their data center, and very soon you will see those live locations in those countries, in those locations. Okay. If you uh, if you hover your mouse over any of these locations, so it's gonna go and show you that where exactly this location is. Okay. And when that location was launched. Say Singapore. Singapore is almost 11, 12 years old, and it has got a 3 availability zones. So now let's go and try understanding that what exactly it means. Okay, how exactly this location is built, what is inside in this location. So I'm gonna go and bring in my drawing sheet to explain you that. Let me go and pull that up here. Okay. All right. So let me share this with you. Okay. So let's say this box is going to go and represent a data center for me. Okay. So what do you understand by a data center, and what is there in the data center? So when we think of data center, what comes to your mind? Okay. There can be some cables, there can be some routers, there can be some switches, there can be some other components as well. So let's not talk about conditioning and other stuff as of now. Let's keep this simple. Let's use this as the example of one single data center. Now, if we are going to be going and keeping all the servers in a single data center, it is prone to failures. It might be possible that the air condition may broke. The power supply may get interrupted. Okay? Or there might be some fault which get developed here in this location. So what Amazon does, Amazon actually does not put all their servers in a single data center. So they actually go and split that up. Okay, so they're gonna be multiple data centers. So if Amazon has to go and deploy 100 servers, they actually go and deploy in 2 or 3 data centers and split them up, maybe 30, 30, 30 each, or maybe 50, 50 each. So in that way, if something goes wrong in one of the data center, the other one's still gonna be available for the people to go and use. So if any kind of interruption happens, it is not gonna go and interrupt the entire. It's not gonna go and interrupt the entire infrastructure for the Amazon. So the collection of multiple data centers, okay? So the collection of multiple data center is actually known as availability zone. Okay, so once we have multiple data center, and if I'm going to be going and clubbing them together, so that is what is known as an availability zone. So in that way, uh, this availability zone is going to be in a one single city in a single campus. In one single campus, there are going to be two different buildings or two different floors on which these two data centers are going to be located. Okay, so uh, it is going to be helpful for the Amazon if Amazon need to go and expand that in future, because Amazon is building all these data centers, so Amazon can sell all these resources to the people, to the companies. Let's say the Amazon is all sold out here. Okay, so Amazon can go and expand this availability zone. They can go and add a one more availability zone here. Okay, they can actually go and build a one more data center in that zone. So very easy for them to manage. It's going to be very easy for them to scale. Okay, and it's going to be easy to troubleshoot also. If there's a problem in one of the data center, it is not going to be cascaded over to the other one, and they will have a more healthy data center available for the people to go and consume. And when we have a collection of multiple availability zones, okay, so this is the one availability zone. What if I'm going to have multiple availability zones? So the collection of multiple availability zone is known as a region. Okay, it's going to be known as a region. And again, region is going to be in a one single city. Okay, so this region is going to be, let's say it is in Singapore. So Singapore is having a one region. Okay, Singapore is a one region, and within that region there are going to be multiple availability zones. And these availability zones are going to be few miles away from each other. So this availability zone is going to be the one part of the city, and the other availability zone is going to be the other location in the city. This is one campus, and this is the second campus. Okay, and they are going to be few miles away from each other. So again, for the high availability, in case something goes wrong in one part of the city, okay, let's say there's a power outage, there's a fire, there's a bomb blast, there's some other kind of unrest, and this particular location is not reachable. So Amazon is going to be going and keeping it another facility in the same city, so that in case this is not available, people can go and consume this one.